Okay. Hey guys, we are doing our very last Zoom meeting, and it's, as they have been all week, pre-recorded. So this is being recorded Tuesday afternoon for Wednesday, May 12th's class. And the lesson is Westward Expansion. The name of the article is Moving West. So the front of your page says Westward Expansion, and it shows some arrows moving across the United States. Okay, so what those arrows are going to have in them are the reasons for westward expansion. So let's get to reading first, okay, guys? All right, moving west. Ever since the first pioneers settled in the United States at the east, which is where the very first ones settled on the eastern coastline, the country has been expanding westward. When President Thomas Jefferson bought the Louisiana Territory from the French government in 1803, it doubled the size of the existing United States. Jefferson believed that, for the Republic to survive, westward expansion was necessary to create independent, virtuous citizens as owners of small farms. So our very first reason we're going to put in one of those short little arrows was farmland. Okay, Jefferson believed that people needed to become independent owners of small farms. So in a moment, I'm going to move the Elmo once we have a couple of these little arrows filled. First thing he thought that people should own is farmland. They should be owners of small farms. He wrote that those who labor the earth, literally work on the earth, are God's chosen people, and greatly encouraged westward expansion. So if you go to the bottom of the page, westward expansion meant movement of settlers into the American West. So Thomas Jefferson encouraged people to move to the west coast or towards the west in the United States. The pioneers who flocked to the west all had their own set of reasons for taking on the long, dangerous journey to settle there. With a growing United States and empty land in the western part of the nation, many people living in crowded cities decided to move west for numerous reasons. The journey was not easy, but with hard work and determination, it was possible to make a good living in the West. There were many different economic opportunities to get rich. Okay, so that's another term, economic opportunities. I'm going to underline that. Economic opportunities. All right, that's going to be our top arrow that we fill in, economic opportunities. Okay, there were many different economic opportunities to get rich, such as logging, which means to cut down trees, and mining that could not be done in the East. One of the main reasons people moved west was for the land. We already said that, farmland. There was lots of land and good soil for farming. Settlers could buy lots of land at a cheap price. In addition, it was very crowded living on the East Coast. The population of the United States was growing at a very fast rate. On top of getting away from the overcrowded East, there was also the dream and possibility of finding gold. At the time, the California gold rush of 1849 was in full swing, and men of all ages were flocking west to get rich. Gold was not the only thing that people were after. So, gold, and it says not the only thing they were after. Let's put gold and riches. Okay. Gold and riches. Then that bottom one, people wanted space to move. More spaces to live. Okay. So I'm going to switch, stop share to this, and I'm going to switch share screen to live image so you can see what I filled in. So these were among the top reasons. I'm just going to move this back. Why people moved. Okay. Economic opportunities, farmland, golden riches, and more spaces to live. It was crowded in the east. Okay, so they moved to the west so they'd have more space to live. They went to the west so they could find gold and other riches. They moved to the west so they could have more farmland. As Thomas Jefferson said, people who farmed the land were to be blessed. And so they could make money with logging and mining in the west. Economic opportunities. Okay? Economic opportunities. And of course, it stopped sharing when I did that. Try this again. Image mate. So economic opportunities, farmland, golden riches, and more spaces to live. Okay. You're getting plenty of time to copy something because I'm looking for another article that I mistakenly forgot to print. now that this has been running for about 10 minutes with me seemingly disappeared. All right, so Westward Expansion was the movement of American settlers to the western regions of North America. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can read this. All right, so there's that. My phone's about to die. Very. Okay, so that's what Westward Expansion was. We read and we talked about Manifest Destiny at this point. It's yesterday to you guys in class. So on the back, based on what we've learned so far, what are some other reasons for people of America who would want to migrate westward? So we talked about Manifest Destiny. That might be one reason people would want to move westward. There was also something that we've not discussed, and while I'll bring it to class tomorrow for my physical students to see, I don't have it for this video right now. That's what I spent the past 10 minutes trying to get my flash drive to bring up, and I could not get it to be successful in bringing it up, unfortunately. It's called Homestead Act. So this was something which we will look up now online. Let's look this up. So here this is here. Sort of post attendance here. Let's look up Homestead Act. Acts 1800s. See what the Homestead Act was. So signed into law by President Abraham Lincoln on May 20th, 1862, the Homestead Act encouraged Western migration by providing settlers 160 acres of public land. In exchange, homesteaders paid a small filing fee and were required to complete 5 years of continuous residence before receiving ownership of the land. AKA, President Lincoln told people, if you will move to the West, the government will give each family 160 acres of land. All you have to do is pay a small filing fee for us to make this legal. You have to live on the land for 5 years, and then it becomes your property, free and clear. And you can give this property to your children in the future. this becomes permanently your family's land for you to do what you want to in the future. So it makes perfect sense that this would encourage people to move out west. Homestead Act. Homestead Act would encourage people to move out west. Okay. So let's get off stop share on this and get back to Elmo. Hopefully it'll only take doing this once. So that would be another reason why people would go west. Manifest Destiny, Homestead Act. Why else would people go west? Would this be a new start for people? Going to a new place? So a new start for a person? Just an idea. I mean, there are plenty of adults to this day when things are getting a little tough in life. They just say, you know what, I'm ready for a new start. And they might move to a new city or a new state or even a new country because they're ready for a new start. Moving west used to be that new start for people. It was unexplored. It was full of new potential. And it was rough backcountry back then. Okay, so that's 3 reasons other than these 4 reasons that we listed on the front: economic opportunities, farmland, golden riches, and more spaces to live. Okay. Based on the sources and your knowledge of social studies, explain why Americans wanted to move west. Okay. I'm going to let you guys come up with 3 sentences why Americans would want to move west. All right. This is where you can elaborate on manifest destiny. Say why a person might think why it is good for our country to move out west, why it was their duty for their country for them to move out west, or why they might want to move out west and claim some of that new land to grow their country or to grow their family, or why they're wanting a new start, or use these reasons. Give me 3 reasons why Americans, in sentences, why they wanted to move out west. Okay? Just 3 sentences. That's all I'm asking for. Got it? This is your social studies today. All of this you copied, and that you copied, and that you copied. I'm asking you to come up with 3 sentences why Americans wanted to move out west. All right, that's it. It's a short lesson. And this is our last Zoom of the year. This is it, my friends. In a brief last lesson, very brief. Dog odor grossed me out today. I shall retreat to my home where I don't have to drive in terrible weather today. So I can say bye to my friends on this last day for Zoom. Bye, my friends. See ya.